If you think the biggest thing you have to worry about while delivering is a bad tip, think again. Some drivers have lost hundreds or even thousands of dollars to scams. Others have had their accounts stolen completely. And some scams don't even involve hackers at all. They're done by customers. After more than 16,000 Doordash deliveries, I've been lucky enough to avoid most of these personally, but I've seen plenty of them happen to other drivers. And today we're going over some of the biggest delivery app scams every driver should know about. Let's get into it. Number one, fake driver support calls. This is probably the most dangerous scam on this list. Here's how it works. You accept an order like normal. A few minutes later, your phone rings. The caller says they're from Doordash support or Uber Eats support, and they sound completely legitimate. They may already know your name. They may know the restaurant you're picking up from. They may even know the customer's name. Then they tell you there's a problem with the order and they need to verify your account. Next, they ask for your verification code, your password, or tell you to log into a fake website. The second you give them that information, they now have your account. Some drivers have had their earnings transferred right out of their accounts. Just like one of my friends, she lost $2,000 because of one of these scams. Anyways, remember this: real support should never ask for your verification codes or passwords. Number two, the wrong address scam. You pick up the food, everything seems normal, then you get a message. Oh, sorry, I accidentally put in the wrong address. Sometimes the new address is only a mile away, other times it's 20 miles away. The customer hopes you'll just do it anyway. If you simply drive there without contacting support, you may not receive any additional pay. Always contact support before agreeing to a major address change. Also, if you contact support, the only thing they're going to do is cancel the order, but they will give you full pay and they will allow you to keep the food. Most of the time, it's a complete accident, though. I've had it happen plenty of times where the customer did it by accident and I go ahead and deliver it to them anyways, and they go ahead and tip me an extra $20, sometimes even more. But you do want to call support and let them know why you're going to a different delivery address and why you're going to be late for that delivery. Anyways, number three, the I'll tip you after delivery scam. Almost every experienced driver has heard this one. I forgot to tip. I'll give you $20 when you get here. I promise I'll increase it after delivery. Sometimes people actually do, but many drivers have learned the hard way. A promise tip isn't the same thing as an actual tip. Never accept an order assuming the customer will increase the payout later. If they do, great. If they don't, you still accepted an order that made financial sense, or you accepted it because of your acceptance rate. But I've had that happen many times where a customer will say that they are going to tip more after the fact, and then they don't. And usually what I do is I go ahead and mention it the next time I deliver. And I'm like, I don't care if you don't tip, but please don't tell me you're going to tip more if you're not going to. I did accept it for that amount to begin with. You don't have to say you're going to tip more or tip at all. Anyways, number four, fake order never arrived claims. This scam has been around for years. A customer receives their food, then reports it never arrived. The goal, a refund. Meanwhile, the driver may receive a contract violation or account warning. Protect yourself by following delivery instructions, taking clear photos whenever possible, and making sure the GPS location matches where you left the order. See, that's one thing that I've had happen, and it hardly ever happens. I think in the last 2 years, I haven't even received one contract violation for anybody reporting their order as missing, but it can happen. Usually it's when they have it as leave it at the door and then they just say you've never delivered. I've had it happen where I go to leave it at the door, the customer comes out, hand it to them, and then they say they haven't got it delivered. But most of the time it's where you actually take the photo and you have proof, but then they try to say you didn't deliver. Anyways, number five, order theft. Sometimes the scam isn't aimed at drivers. It's aimed at restaurants. Someone walks into a restaurant, shows an old screenshot, claims they're picking up an order, and walks out with someone else's food. Then the real driver arrives, only to discover the order has already disappeared. Many restaurants now ask drivers to confirm pickup before leaving because of this. Or I'm sure they use AI occasionally. Or what they do is they don't even show them a phone or whatnot. Or I'm sure that what they do is they create it with AI and they know the actual name if they do show the phone. But most of the time, I'm sure they don't even show the phone. They just say the name because they know it was their order and they're the customer ordering from further away. And so they order it to make it a zero tip. super far from the store, so nobody will pick up that order, and they go ahead and get their own food, and eventually another driver will come, they'll unassign it, and then it'll just go in a loop until it finally gets completely canceled. The customer gets their free food and they get a refund. Or what happens is the first driver will show up, they'll pick up the order, they'll feel like the pay isn't worth it, but the food's worth it. So they take the food and then they go ahead and unassign the order. And then they'll just keep sending orders, driver after driver. And the only way to combat this is if a store completely makes sure that they completely confirm the order, because most of the time the drivers completely get away with this. Anyways, number 6, phishing texts and fake links. Scammers know drivers are busy. You'll get a text saying something like, your account has been suspended, verify your earnings, confirm today's payout. Then they include a link. The page often looks almost identical to the real website, but the second you enter your login information, your account may be compromised. Never log in through links sent by random text messages. Usually it's through a fake website. For example, you'll have a website like facebook.com, and instead of having it 2 O's, they'll have 2 zeros, so it looks super similar. Or instead of it being face, F-A-C-E, it'll be like F-A-C-3. And if you log into that website, they get your login information and then change your password, and then they steal your account completely. Anyways, number 7, fake bonus offers. Sometimes you'll see messages floating around social media claiming, earn $500 today, unlimited bonuses, guaranteed payouts. Some are legitimate, others are completely fake. Always verify promotions inside the official app. If it didn't come directly from the company, be skeptical. Number 8, multi-app distraction. This one isn't always a scam, but it can become one. Scammers know drivers are juggling multiple apps while you're looking at one phone. Another notification pops up, you're distracted. Someone grabs the order or convinces you to reveal personal information. Stay focused whenever you're handling customer information or account security. So yeah, make sure nobody else is looking at your phone when you're at a store, because some people will be watching what you're doing and see what is actually on your phone, and they could actually say that, they grab your order before you get it and just leave with it. Anyways, number 9, fake cash payment scams. Occasionally, scammers convince drivers they'll pay cash when they arrive. Then once you get there, nobody answers or they refuse to pay. If the app says it's prepaid, treat it like it's prepaid. If something feels off, trust your instincts. So yeah, that's one thing. Another thing I've heard of happening is, you'll have cash, for example, from Pizza Hut, where you have to deliver the order and it's cash on delivery. So then you have to collect the certain amount of cash for the pizza, and because it's out of your account, and the customer will try to say that they've already paid for it, and if you hand them that pizza, you're just out of that money if you do not collect the cash. Never give them the pizza unless you have cash in hand, and if not, call Doordash support, let them know that they're not wanting to pay you, and then they'll cancel the order out and you'll get to keep the food. Anyways, number 10, social engineering. Or they'll contact the customer and make sure to get the cash from the customer, try to get them to give the cash. At the same time, it can be confusing because they don't know exactly who to trust, because the customer could be telling the truth or you could be telling the truth. Anyways, number 10, social engineering. And that is why I don't do cash on delivery. One of the reasons. Anyways, this isn't one scam. It's every scam. Scammers rely on one thing, getting you to panic. They'll say your account is about to be deactivated. They'll claim your earnings are frozen. They'll pressure you to act immediately. The faster they want you to make a decision, the more careful you should become. So yeah, people especially will try to, make it really bad, something happening, like you need to give them the money as soon as possible and won't give you any time to think. Make sure to think about whatever it is, and if they are a scammer calling, and you think it's a scammer calling, don't trust them. If they say they're from like a company, Allstate, like I had, my one time, but I wasn't 100% sure it was them. What I did was I went ahead and called for sure Allstate insurance number, and I had them put me through to that same person through there, so I knew that they were from the right company. Anyways, final thoughts. Unfortunately, as delivery apps continue to grow, scammers are getting more creative too. The good news is that most of these scams are completely avoidable if you know what to watch for. If you've been driving for any delivery app and you've seen a scam I didn't mention, leave it down in the comments. It could help another driver avoid losing money or even their account. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, and subscribe for more DoorDash, Uber Eats, Instacart, Spark, and gig work content and whatever else I feel like uploading. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now, guys.